Yeah.
Forget about everything you just heard on direct, because that's going to be like a distant memory after this.
Well, let's just see the demeanor of Binger.
Yeah,
I hope they call Fatlock. Bring Fatlock up to do it, Binger. Don't you do it. Give it to Kraus.
No, this is Binger's show right now.
This has to be Binger, and he has
big
to
dog
be
right now.
Elliot Smith says, "Enter the Fatlock 2 diabetic boogaloo."
This is not someone the jury hates at this point. They've got to read the room correctly.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. They haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
No,
Kyle did about the best job you could ask. Now it's up to Binger to
everybody that you shot
win
at
or lose.
that night you intended to kill. Correct?
I didn't intend to kill them. I intended to stop the people who were attacking me.
By killing them.
I did what I had to do to stop the person who was attacking me.
By killing them.
2 of them passed away, but I stopped the threat from attacking me.
By using deadly force.
I used deadly
Oh.
force.
That you was
I
going
heard
to
you the first 3 times.
I didn't know if it was going to kill them, but I used deadly force to stop the threat that was attacking me.
Good.
You intentionally used deadly force against Joseph Rosenbaum, correct?
Yes.
You intentionally used deadly force against the man who came and tried to kick you in the face,
Yes.
correct? You intentionally used deadly force against Anthony Hubert, correct?
Yes.
You intentionally used deadly force against Gage Grosskreutz, correct?
Yes.
Did Binger
With
just build
regard
his
to
reckless
Joseph Rosenbaum,
homicide
You
charge?
fired 4 shots at him, correct?
Yes.
You intended to kill him, correct?
I didn't intend to kill him. I intended to stop the person who was attacking me and trying to steal my gun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not lawless submission.
Since August 25th, 2020, this is the first time that you have told your story.
Yeah, object, absolutely object.
Sustained.
He's a Fifth Amendment right.
Since August 25th, 2020, you've had the benefit of watching countless videos of your actions that night, correct?
I've seen certain videos, not all of them. I've seen the majority of them actually here during the trial.
This is
You've
true.
also had the opportunity to read articles. People have written interviews, things like that, about what happened that night, correct?
I do my best to avoid what people write on the internet. A majority of it is not true.
A trial, correct?
Yes.
And you've had the opportunity to watch all of the videos that have been played in this trial?
Yes.
Sir, if you could please let me finish my question.
Oh,
stop being. Why are you being a dick?
To let you finish your answer before I go on to the next question.
I want to make sure the jury doesn't forget what a jerk is.
You've also had the
He's answering fast for the court reporter.
To the testimony of all.
But there is a smoother way to ask him to slow down.
Yes. And after all of that, now you are telling us your side of the story, correct?
Correct.
That's objectionable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please don't talk about the case.
Binger might just be a fucking idiot.
Binger's gonna get
Bring him.
roasted.
Yeah, he's about to get roasted. I've seen this before. This is going to be good.
This is not good.
This is not good.
Cannot.
Okay. Well, let's listen to
Yeah, Binger's about
We're all
to
so excited.
Oh, the jury's walking out.
The jury's walking out.
Yeah,
They're not
Yeah, the
talking.
judge dismissed the jury.
We'll spot the black.
The reason why the judge is dismissing a jury because this is so bad. That's why.
Because he's
The reason
gonna
why-
be
He just did something bad. He had a sheepish look to the side.
The
Because he
jury
got objected to the first
knows.
time, and then he went again to say, this is the first time you've talked. He has a right to remain silent. Don't be a
Exactly.
scummy prosecutor. What the fuck are you doing?
He's pissed.
Be better. I'm pissed.
Yeah. Binger might figure
account for this.
mistrial's not so bad from Binger's
Your Honor.
perspective.
I don't
Oh
want
no, it's over.
Yeah, no,
Jeopardy
put it on the
attack.
mic.
Hold on,
Get
hold
on the mic.
commenting on my client's right to remain silent.
Yep.
Your Honor,
Yep.
I'm making the point that after hearing everything
never
in the
spoken.
case, now he's tailoring his story to what has already been introduced.
The problem
To the evidence.
this is a grave constitutional violation
Yes.
for you to talk about the defendant's
Judge is pissed.
silence.
Sanction.
And that is, and you're right. You're right on the borderline.
Constitutional
Oh,
violation.
come on.
You may be over, but it better
Yeah.
stop.
Yes, you may
Well
be.
over it.
This is,
Appalling.
I can't
Yeah.
think of the case, the initial case.
It's crazy.
So this is not permitted.
No
All right.
shit.
Let the jury come in, please.
Great
Wow.
constitutional
Wow.
violation.
Right.
I wonder if
said-
he's
he said
going
it's
to
been-
hold on. I wonder if he's going to comment to the jury to say that this has something to do with his Fifth
He's not
Amendment
gonna
rights. I
say
don't know
He,
because he may be so pissed that he wants to rehabilitate Kyle a little bit
he
in
might
that.
remind the jury about his Fifth Amendment right, but he's not
Right,
going to say
sure,
anything bad
exactly.
about. He's not going to say anything bad about Binger, though.
He
Well,
might.
but his
He said
tone
you
will.
might be. He said you might be over the line on a constitutional violation. Like that's you might have just earned a mistrial, is what he just said. I
Alita's
don't-
right, though. I think the tone will tell the jury if he reminds the jury the defendant has a right to not testify
Yes.
and to not. The defendant has a right to not speak.
Well, that's different from saying
Yeah,
Binger's
so-
violated the Constitution.
They're not.
To the-
But his tone while talking about while reminding them of their Fifth Amendment constitutional right. I mean, that's going to be they're going to say like, oh, he got really pissed at the prosecutor. He really stepped over the line.
He
Yeah,
got
to-
pissed. He took the jury out of the room, and then he's probably going to admonish them. It'll read for itself.
Yeah.
Good logic.
To the chat who maybe doesn't, if they don't know what's going on, what just happened there was Binger is stepping. Oh, never mind.
You were armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle that evening, correct?
Yes.
You had it loaded with 30 rounds of full
say
metal
anything
jet
at all.
ammunition, correct?
Yes.
That weapon with 30 rounds is capable of killing at least 30 people, correct?
Yes.
You had arranged to have Dominic Black
So's a car.
purchase that weapon for you in Ladysmith, Wisconsin in early May of 2020. Is that correct?
We were up north shooting and not shooting. We were up north going camping, and Dominic Black brought his rifle, and we were talking. I was like, "Hey, what if we get a rifle for me? I'll give you the money. You can purchase it. It's yours until I'm 18." So I bought the rifle for Dominic, and I can use it. But once I'm 18, we can do a private sale, and we can have it turned over to my name once I turned 18.
Because you knew, as a 17-year-old, you could not have that gun.
You
Correct?
can't buy
I knew
it.
I could not buy that gun.
Nailed it.
So you possessed
Yep.
the gun also, correct?
No.
You weren't aware that under Wisconsin law,
I'm going to instruct the jury later about the law.
Yes.
That-
Yep,
that-
there you
Dom,
go.
he-
There you go.
he's talking down to him in a very rude way.
So,
The judge is pissed at this
it was
prosecutor.
unlawful for him to purchase the gun.
And the judge is also
It's
looking,
unlawful for you
like,
to purchase
he's
it. It
looking
was
for opportunities
unlawful
to
for
step
you
in where he needs to.
correct?
Hold on.
In Illinois, I wasn't able to bring it home because I didn't have a FOID card, a firearm owner identification card.
You
in
knew in,
Illinois.
you knew in Illinois that you couldn't get that until you turned 18, correct?
No, you can get a FOID card at 16 in Illinois.
But you didn't have one.
I did not.
And even after this gun was purchased for you in May, you never got one after that either, did you?
Actually, I applied for a FOID card in May of 2020, but due to the charges, and there was a backlog in Illinois for the FOID card. But after you filed the charges against me, it was denied because of the charges here in the state.
You found out about that after you were criminally charged in this case?
I found out about this in November of 2020. A letter was sent to my old residence.
So you knew that without that FOID card, the gun could not go back to your residence in Illinois, correct?
Correct.
And you agreed that the gun would be kept at Dominic Black's stepfather's house here in Kenosha, correct?
Because he had a safe, yes.
And you agreed that you wouldn't have access to that gun, correct?
We agreed that the only time I would use the gun is when I was with him and we would go to like the Bristol shooting range or up north to his land.
But the only time prior to the night of August 25th, 2020, that you ever used that gun was up in Ladysmith, correct?
Correct.
So you didn't go to the Bristol shooting range ever.
I
with that
did.
gun.
Not with that rifle, but I did.
Pay attention to my question, please. You didn't ever go to
Rude.
the Bristol shooting range with that
Bad
gun,
approach.
correct?
Correct.
And you picked out that gun because Dominic had one, correct?
Yeah.
You could have, if you wanted to, chosen from any number of guns that were for sale. Fair enough?
That were at that store. There weren't many, but yes.
I'm sure the store in Ladysmith isn't the only store that sells guns, correct?
Oh, really? Are you under oath?
Why?
No, it was a statement.
That was a
Yep.
statement.
Isn't it correct, Mr. Rittenhouse, that there are
Don't
other
smile,
places
Kyle.
to purchase guns besides that one store?
Binger has weird smirks at
I
odd
believe
times.
so, but that's where we're at. So that's where we got the gun.
And you, if you wanted to, could have given Dominic Black money to purchase a gun at other locations. Fair?
Didn't cross my mind, but now that you say it, yeah.
What a trivial
Why
line of
you
question.
didn't pick
Yeah, who cares?
or want
Yep.
Dominic Black to buy for you an AR-15 as opposed to a pistol?
'Cause
or
they're cool, you
shotgun or
pussy.
some other
Objection.
gun?
Ask and
raises
answer.
its own set of
I
problems.
cannot legally possess or carry a pistol because I'm
There you
not
go.
18 in Wisconsin. I believe it's 18 in Wisconsin for a pistol.
He knows the law better than the prosecutor.
He really does.
With the rifle, I knew I could possess that rifle. I knew I couldn't buy it, but I knew I could like take it to like the shooting range or possess it. And with shotguns, they didn't have any shotguns in stock. That was my original plan to get a shotgun for trap shooting, but there weren't any at that Ladysmith store, and I didn't want to go to Walmart and buy one.
Binger has been better for the
Your
defense
understanding
than the
at time
defense.
was that Wisconsin
They sell
law
guns at
prohibited
Walmart?
You as a 17-year-old
Some places
Yeah, they do.
possessing a pistol, but you could have an AR-15?
Yes,
That's
You're
the law.
arguing with the
What was
law?
that?
Understanding based on.
the understanding was
Who
based
cares?
It's the same law in
I didn't
Canada.
Go up north.
It's a long
Remember,
gun versus a
It
short
was
gun.
me, Dominic, and my sister, and we
And he's
were
not
allowed
wrong.
to carry the rifles around. And the officers over there said it was fine.
I'm going to move to strike as hearsay.
No, you asked the question.
You asked on the basis of his knowledge.
You asked how he knew.
Well, that's
Nice.
what I heard. That's
That's what the
Also,
judge
he's not testifying. You're right, he's not testifying.
None of this is admissible.
Also, it's not
hold on,
hearsay
hold
because
on,
it's
hold
not.
on.
What the defendant believes the law to be, what the district attorney believes the law to be, what the defense believes the law to be, are irrelevant. I will tell
Completely.
you when I instruct you what the law of Wisconsin is pertaining to the possession of a firearm by a person under 18, and that'll be the source of your knowledge. I'm allowing the testimony right now because it bears on.
His statement.
There's an old maxim under the law of ignorantia juris non excusat. Ignorance of the
I love this,
of the
Judge.
law is not an excuse. Ignorance of the criminal law is not an excuse. If you commit a criminal act, whether you knew it was criminal or not, you're responsible for your conduct, and because you're responsible to know the law. It's not relevant except in this case. There are specific issues about his awareness and knowledge about certain conduct that is relevant on some issues. So it's quite complicated. Hopefully it'll sort out when I instruct you at the end. But that's why I'm allowing the questions and the answers. But do not be confused about what anything that these people say is not necessarily accurate as to the state of Wisconsin law. Any question about that?
I like this, Judge.
Okay, thanks. Go ahead.
I do too.
So you're telling us that,
Not bad.
that you wanted Dominic
Certainly
when he was
patient.
15 as opposed to a pistol is the only reason was because you felt you couldn't lawfully possess a pistol?
Correct.
You didn't pick out the AR-15 for any other reason?
I thought it looked cool, but no,
You didn't pick it
And
out
it does.
because you wanted to go hunting with it, did you?
no.
You didn't pick it out because you were
So I
going to
wanted to trap shoot.
use it to press.
That's on relevance here. What's the
Right.
relevance of this?
You picked it out because it looked cool.
I thought it looked cool. Guess
You-
that's the reason, yes.
It resembled the types of weapons that are used in first-person shooter video games, correct?
Call of Duty.
What?
Objection, relevance.
Relevance.
I played first-person shooter video games. I have, but I believe there's a variety of guns, including
Fair.
shotguns,
True.
Yeah, very fair.
guns in video games that resemble all guns.
Isn't it
Yeah.
true
Also
when
melee
you hang out
weapons,
with
Molotov
Dominic
cocktails.
Black, you'd play Call of Duty and other first-person shooter video games?
This is not a good line of
This is-
questioning.
And those are games in which you use weapons like AR.
He's reinforcing the fact that he's a kid.
Pretty much shoot.
The video games made you do it.
No. Yes, he's going to try to say he was living a
The
real life video
games
game
where two
out there.
players are-
I thought he was trying to reenact PUBG on the street.
Well, let's hear his answer, please, guys.
Understand the
Yeah.
meaning of your question, to be honest.
Isn't one of the things people do in